A very exciting development in our community this week is the return of the Tot Shabbat service. And this has been asked for by a number of our preschool families and their friends. We're going to be gathering before the main Kabbalat Shabbat service for a potluck meal and then a Tot Shabbat service. And then the Tots are going to be joining us in our main Kabbalat Shabbat service. Many years ago, Rabbi Ben of blessed memory introduced a custom of archangels. And in that custom, when it came to Aleinu, the youngest people in the community would come up to the ark and help him to open the ark, and then he would share some words with them. And Rabbi Marvin continued that tradition, and I continued that tradition. But around COVID, it disappeared, and we tried to bring it back and realized tonight is a really good opportunity for us to do that. And instead of asking our tots to wait all the way until Aleinu, they're going to help me open the ark at the very beginning of the service. And we're going to have our archangels ritual at the beginning of the service. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out for, because it's a lovely custom and it's a way of connecting different generations in our community and really bringing the young people into our service. And so we've got a lot happening this evening. Tomorrow is a very different day, because normally we have Torah study, the largest Torah study in New Mexico, I'm pleased to say, and we have Shabbat Shacharit service normally, but tomorrow we don't have them. Instead, as you'll probably have seen in our e-digest, we encourage you to pray with your feet and to come and join us at the Pride Parade, Pride on the Plaza. Where does this phrase come from? It comes from Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, when he was marching with Martin Luther King in Selma. And he said it felt like he was praying with his feet. And it's an interesting quotation, it's an interesting idea, because he was a conservative Jew. And so it's not that he was actually replacing a prayer service with walking, with marching for civil rights, but he was saying it's an expression of spirituality. If it had been in the morning, he definitely would have davened Shacharit first and then gone to march in Selma. But we encourage people to come straight to the plaza to create an act of inclusivity and of welcoming, to show what our temple really stands for. So what does this mean then for us to pray with our feet, if we're not praying with our mouths? Well, the idea is that we pray with our mouths and with our hearts all other times as well. If we only ever pray with our feet, we're probably just walking. But if we include marching for rights for other people, if we include that expression of welcoming and spirituality into our already existing prayer life, then that's definitely praying with our feet. And I think it's really important for our community as we continue to grow and we continue to understand, wrestle with and learn and understand what it is to be more inclusive to as many people as possible. For me personally, it's an expression of spirituality. In the past, it had been an expression of membership and welcoming. In other words, we are a welcoming and inclusive community, so you're welcome to come in whoever you are. For us now, particularly for me, it's actually an expression of spirituality that goes all the way back to Genesis, when human beings are created in the image of God. And so God creates diverse people because every person shows us a differing aspect of God. We learn more about God, we learn more about creation as soon as we experience the other and value them and love them for who they are. And so I really hope that you can join us tomorrow, as well as tonight, of course, for our Tot service and for our Kabbalat Shabbat service. But I hope that you can join us tomorrow as well at the plaza for our religious act, an act of not just welcoming, but of seeing God in the diverse expression of creation, in turning around and saying how much we value everyone in our community for what they bring. Because they bring something new, they bring a way of learning about God, about creation, about each other. And that may sound a little bit utilitarian. It may sound like we only want people to come in so that we can learn more about God. It's not that at all. It's much more a reflection that we are able to see something in everything in creation, in everyone, in every diverse human being, we are able to see something glorious, something wonderful. We're able to see God in them. That is an act of spirituality. That is an act, a religious act. That is praying with presence. And that is what we hope that you can join us for tomorrow in particular. Seeing everyone created in God's image and celebrating them as a community and as individuals. I hope to see you this evening and tomorrow, and wish you Shabbat Shalom.